Welcome to the AI for Careers Success podcast by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. Don't get left behind. Hire us today.
All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah. Imagine building a custom interactive software app to train your team and doing it in like 90 minutes from your sofa.
All without knowing a single line of code, right?
Exactly. I mean, today we are unpacking a massive shift in the corporate world. We're looking at how artificial intelligence coding tools are just completely transforming learning and development.
It really is a fundamental evolution for the whole industry. And to guide our exploration today, we are pulling insights from this really fascinating article published recently on LinkedIn.
Right, the one by Ellis Pratt.
Yeah, Ellis Pratt. It's titled, "What Tools Like Claude Code and OpenAI Codex Actually Mean for L&D Teams."
And the roadmap laid out in this piece is just so compelling. I mean, our mission today is to help you understand how L&D teams are evolving from, creators of static content into actual builders of fully interactive learning tools. And of course, how you can leverage this to advance your own career.
So to really appreciate the magnitude of this shift, I think we have to look at the baseline. Historically, working in L&D basically meant manufacturing static assets.
Oh yeah, slide decks, PDF guides.
Exactly, or putting together those standard modules for a learning management system. And the process was entirely one-directional. You wrote the content, packaged it up, uploaded it to a server, and then, well, you just kind of hoped people clicked through it.
You essentially threw it out into the void. The output was static, and the feedback loop from the learner was either incredibly slow or just totally non-existent.
Right, but Pratt says that era is ending, and the catalyst is this new class of AI. We are talking about agentic coding tools like Claude Code, Claude Sonnet, and OpenAI Codex.
Let's pause on that term for a second because agentic coding tools can sound like a lot of heavy jargon. For anyone listening without a technical background, how is this actually different from just asking a standard chatbot a question?
Well, it's a really crucial distinction. Unlike a basic chatbot that might say, spit out a block of code for you to manually copy and paste somewhere else, an agentic tool actually acts like a mini developer.
Okay, so it does the heavy lifting.
Exactly. It takes your plain English instructions, writes the underlying HTML or JavaScript, tests it, and then runs it for you as a functional piece of software. You're using natural language to command the AI to build working applications.
Wait, so it's like moving from painting a picture yourself to being like an art director. You just describe the painting, the colors, and the mood to a master artist, and they instantly paint it for you.
That captures the dynamic perfectly. You provide the vision and the logic, and the AI executes the technical labor. Pratt actually highlights just how fast this process has become with a great personal anecdote in the article.
I read the one about the policy course.
Yeah, he wanted to create an e-learning course on writing policy and procedures. And using these AI tools, he built 50 interactive online exercises in under 90 minutes while sitting on his sofa.
50 interactive exercises in an hour and a half. I mean, that completely changes the math on how quickly an organization can roll out training. But does this mean L&D professionals need to become software engineers overnight?
Oh, not at all. And that's the beauty of it. Pratt outlines exactly what kind of dynamic tools L&D professionals can now build using just natural language.
Okay, let's explore what this actually looks like in practice then. Let's walk through the journey of a hypothetical new employee. Let's call her Sarah, a new hire on the sales team. How does this AI shift change her first 2 weeks on the job?
Okay, well, we can start right on Sarah's first day with her onboarding. Usually, a new sales hire and a new software engineer get the exact same massive generic onboarding deck.
Which serves neither of them well, right?
Exactly. But Pratt points out that L&D teams can now use AI to build adaptive onboarding portals in a single afternoon.
But how does an adaptive portal work under the hood if no one is manually coding it?
Well, you prompt the AI to build a simple web page with an intake form. Sarah logs in and selects her role, which is sales. The AI uses what developers call conditional displays.
Conditional displays, okay.
Yeah, which is just a fancy way of saying the software has built-in logic. So if she selects sales, it instantly hides all the engineering documentation and surfaces the CRM guides and the sales playbooks. The AI scaffolds or frames out this lightweight custom portal instantly.
So Sarah gets a highly relevant first day. Next up, she inevitably has to do her compliance training, like, cybersecurity and phishing awareness. Historically, she'd get a PDF or video.
And this is where we move into Pratt's next use case, which is interactive courseware. A PDF about phishing is passive, right? Instead, the L&D team uses AI to build a web application that looks like a fake email inbox.
That's clever.
Yeah. Sarah has to click on simulated emails, make a decision on what looks suspicious, and she gets immediate consequential feedback based on what she clicks.
So she actually feels the weight of a bad click because the software reacts to her choices. Okay, so Sarah is onboarded and she knows not to click on shady links.
Right.
Now she needs to practice her actual job, making difficult client calls. Historically, simulating a conversation required highly complex software like Articulate Storyline, which could take an L&D professional weeks to build.
Which is why practice simulations are another massive use case. Instead of spending weeks wrestling with complicated e-learning software, you can ask the AI to build a branching simulation in hours.
And this isn't just a clunky multiple-choice quiz, is it?
Not at all. The AI can build an interface where Sarah types out her response to a difficult client in a free text box. The AI evaluates her actual words and dictates how the virtual client responds next.
Wow. Branching logic simply means the path of the simulation branches off in different directions based on your choices, like a choose-your-own-adventure book. But doing that with free text responses is a huge leap for soft skills training.
It really is.
So what happens when Sarah is finally on the floor, actually doing her job, and she forgets a specific process, like how to handle a customer refund?
Well, in the past, she would have to dig through the learning management system to find a module she took 3 weeks ago. Pratt argues that not everything needs to be a massive course.
Right. Just give them the answer.
Exactly. His next use case focuses on just-in-time tools. The L&D team can use AI to build standalone web pages or even simple Slack widgets specifically designed to walk an employee through an immediate task, like raising a purchase order or processing a refund right at the moment they need it.
Okay, that covers 4 of the specific tools Pratt outlined: the onboarding portals, the interactive courseware, the branching simulations, and the just-in-time widgets. But there's a 5th use case focusing on training dashboards.
Yes, the dashboards.
Let me push back on this one for a second. Wait, if an LMS already gives you a completion rate, isn't that enough data for most companies to know the training is done? Why go through the trouble of having an AI build a custom data dashboard?
Well, it comes down to the difference between tracking activity and tracking impact. Pratt makes a very strong argument here. He says completion rates tell you almost nothing about whether anyone actually learned anything or if the training was worth their time.
So a completion checkmark does not equal competence. It just means they let the video play to the end.
Precisely. By using AI to build a custom dashboard, an L&D team can pull data from the LMS, the Human Resources Information System, and the company's performance metrics all into one place.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you can correlate Sarah's performance in the branching sales simulation directly with her actual sales numbers on the floor 3 months later. You can spot the exact drop-off points where training isn't translating into performance.
And you can do all of this without needing to hire a data engineer or a front-end developer. But if the AI is doing all the heavy lifting to code the courseware, the portals, the simulations, the widgets, and the dashboards, what is the human L&D professional actually supposed to do?
Yeah, it's a very fair question.
It sounds like the job description is getting a complete rewrite.
It is a rewrite, but it elevates the role rather than replacing it. Pratt emphasizes that while the technical barrier is lower, instructional design matters more than ever.
Because bad teaching is still bad teaching, no matter the medium.
Exactly. A badly designed simulation with confusing logic or unclear goals just wastes everyone's time, regardless of how beautifully it's coded.
Makes sense.
The role is shifting fundamentally from content creation to product ownership. You, the human professional, are the one who decides what the learner actually needs. You determine the flow of the information, you decide what feedback is useful, and you define what success looks like for the business. The AI is simply handling the implementation of your vision.
So we're moving from being scriptwriters to being film directors. The AI is your technical crew, it's holding the camera and managing the lighting, but you still have to frame the shot and direct the scene so the learner actually gets the message.
That framing captures the transition perfectly. However, this means L&D teams must get comfortable with a new set of responsibilities. Mostly testing and iterating on these software products. You have to run user tests before you roll a tool out, and you update the software when workflows change.
I can imagine the term software development cycle sounds terrifying to someone whose background is in education or human resources. It sounds highly technical.
The terminology can be intimidating, but the actual practice isn't. When we say you need to tweak the logic or manage an iteration loop, it just means you are having an ongoing conversation with the AI in plain English.
Got it.
If learners find a quiz too difficult, you don't rewrite code. You literally type to the AI, hey, the users are failing the second section, make the hints more obvious, and the AI does the recoding in the background.
So the technical anxiety really shouldn't be a barrier.
Sure.
With this director mindset established, what is a practical way for you, the listener, to start testing this without getting overwhelmed by a massive tech rollout?
Well, Pratt provides a highly practical four-step loop to begin testing these waters. Step one is to pick a high-frequency process in your organization that generates a lot of, how do I questions.
Like submitting expenses or making IT requests or booking meeting rooms.
Exactly. Find the administrative paper cuts that slow everyone down. Step two is to write out the steps for that process clearly. Then, you prompt the AI to build a simple web tool that walks a user through it, checks their understanding, and maybe provides a checklist at the end.
Step 3.
Step 3 is straightforward. Step back and see what the AI produces.
And step 4.
Step 4 is to iterate. You show the tool to 2 or 3 people who actually perform that task daily and ask for their feedback.
What happens if that very first iteration the AI spits out is just terrible? Do you scrap the experiment and go back to making PDFs?
Not at all. According to Pratt's loop, that is exactly why you iterate and test. It's a software development cycle now, not a one-and-done static PDF.
Yeah.
Take the feedback, you refine your prompt, and you generate a better version in minutes.
It requires a shift in mindset. You are managing a living product that improves over time.
That is the core takeaway. And Pratt's final reminder in the article is vital here. AI removes the need for a developer, but it absolutely does not remove the need for you.
Right.
It requires a human who understands the audience, who possesses empathy for the learner's struggles, and who knows the difference between a simulation that teaches and one that merely entertains.
You have to know your people. The technology scales your ability to help them, but the empathy and the strategy have to come from you.
Exactly. And if we look at this vision of L&D professionals stepping up as true product owners building custom software, it leaves us with a fascinating final question for you to ponder.
Let's hear it.
If this trend accelerates, could the future of workplace learning look less like an assigned corporate curriculum and more like an internal app store? Imagine a dynamic marketplace where employees actively rate, review, and share the just-in-time AI tools they find most useful for their specific daily challenges.
Wow, an internal app store for learning. That is an incredible vision for the future of work. Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. If you enjoy this free content, buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you and your employees in AI.